Well, hi there. I wanted to inform all of you the moment has come. Yes, folks, I finally got my doctorate. I'm now Dr. Auberge. Now, hopefully you won't take this as being egotistical, but this is actually meant for a lot of people who've been helpful to me. I thought I'd enjoy a little bit of Centauri ceremonial music. And for those that question whether I could be making this up, there it is. As you can see, my certificate's falling behind me. Anyways, yep, I did it. I now have a Ph.D. in biology. For those that are wondering what it was in, introduced species as a form of biological weapon. Now, I have a few things to say, and I think it's always important. Oh, for those that are on the Facebook and would like to actually see the document, besides seeing it here, all 203 pages of it, yeah, it was not exactly light reading. For those that are really interested in the topic, I'll put a link where you can view the PDF file. And for those that really want something to help them with their insomnia, you can certainly try to study it. There was a first page that I put in early, and I thought it was important because, as I said to you, this was not merely something that I was doing, this video here, as an egotistical thing. It's sort of like finality, something I've dreamed about for 7, almost 9 years. See, this dissertation is dedicated to Cynthia Mary Roberge and Elizabeth Grace Roberge, to whom much of this could never have been done. To the Mrs. and the Miss, thank you. I'd also like to thank Dr. David Weston of AIU, who first introduced me and encouraged me in this endeavor. AIU is Atlantic International University, for those that don't know. And I wish to thank Dr. Franklin Valson for his support and direction during the doctoral process. Dr. Valson was very helpful and an excellent academic advisor. I'd also like to thank the rest of the staff and advisors at AIU for their help. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank Dr. John Ellis Van Cortlandt Moon, who was very gracious to allow a lunch with a very eager student in biological weapons. That is myself. I wish to thank Dr. Randy Pausch. For those of you that know Randy Pausch, the author of the last lecture and the author of not merely the book, but that famous last lecture given at Carnegie Mellon. Though I never met him as an instructor, his last lecture did inspire me and influenced my pursuit of breaking down brick walls and achieving my dreams. By the way, I'd like to also thank Professor Jim McGregor and Dr. Barton Kunstler. Both have been both a colleague and a friend to me. But more importantly, they helped me during the years to help me to see through the academic forest from the trees. But it's also important to say a few other things. I want to thank my family for the support and sacrifices that I would achieve this work and put up with some of my intense days and nights and days. Not in any particular order, but with equal thanks and gratitude. John and Rosalie Pulaski, Donald and Connie Roberge. Hi Mom, hi Dad. Terry and Jeff Kosensky and the gang being Casey, Justin, Johnny, and Joey. Daniel and Barbara Roberge and their lovely daughters, Sarah and Mary, were wonderful nieces to me. And I really do treasure them. Donna and Manny Gonzalez and the guys being 3 incredible musketeers that I really cherish their friendship and being awesome nephews, and that's Manny, Alex, and Mikey. A couple of very good spiritual advisors who over the decades have been helpful to me in one way or another, Father Francis Manning and Father David Darcy. Hi guys. See, I'm finally Dr. Auberge after all this time. You didn't think it happening? No, I'm just joking. I'd also like to thank Dr. Joseph Costanza, one great doctor who encouraged me along the way. Thanks, Joe. Also like to thank God. Jesus, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today. So thanks. You have to give thanks wherever you need to be. By the way, this is being made on the 25th of November 2011. So it's the day after Thanksgiving, so it's only appropriate to give thanks. I had a couple of inspiration statements which I thought I'd share with all of you. The first one comes from actually the New American Bible, Sirach 1:1. All wisdom comes from comes from the Lord, and with him it remains forever. Second is a Latin term, mens est clavis victori, which I hope my very old Latin helps me. The translation, for those of you that are not familiar, is the mind is the key to victory. That is actually the motto on the crest of the United States Army School of Advanced Military Studies. Maybe they'll sit there and go, maybe we ought to read this paper then. I certainly read a bunch of theirs. And finally, a very interesting quote that was given on September 18, 2007 in the last lecture, the video. Maybe sometime I'll put that link up too, because I think I did once before on my Facebook. The brick walls are there for a reason. The brick walls are not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. The brick walls are there to stop the people who don't want it badly enough. They are there to stop the other people. And now I'm going to say something that I've wanted to say for 5-7 years, whatever it has been. I've said thanks to everybody. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for putting up with my mess. As you can still see, I'm going to have to get the bulldozer in here sometime soon for my office. There's not a lot of light in the back, and there's a reason. I still got to file a ton of stuff. But I'd like to say something also, and maybe this inspires some of you others that have had to put up with brick walls. Brick walls sometimes are made of flesh. For the Dean Wormers, the rageaholic bosses, the Mr. Mordens, the nabobs of negativity, to Melanie, Dr. Dan, Kevin, and his flunkies, who were flunkies, to President Mark, VP Ron, VP Mike, to Dave and Richard. Let me give you a little tale. The little tale goes like this. It goes back to the time of President Calvin Coolidge. Silent Cal, he didn't earn that just because it sounded good. He was a man of few words, but he made those words count. He was at a party one time, and there was one of these rich, very influential, pushy, arrogant individuals who made a bet with one of the others. He could get Silent Cal to say 3 words. So he went up to him and he started trying to engage the president in some type of conversation. And Silent Cal was Silent Cal. Yeah, never really saying anything. He finally broke down after a while and said, well, Mr. President, let me tell you something. I bet that gentleman over there that I could get you to say in a conversation 3 words. To all of you out there, my answer after all of this is the same as Silent Cal gave. He looked at the gentleman and said, "You lose," and walked away. So for those that were the nabobs of negativity, Dean Wormers, rageaholic bosses, Mr. Mordens, you lose. And now I will go on and live my life and have a wonderful time with my wife, my wonderful daughter, my wonderful students, and get to do a lot more really wonderful research. To all of you, from one of me, thank you so much. And thank you for taking time to view this. Hope you have a wonderful 2011, the rest of it. and I hope you get to achieve your dreams down the road. Get through the brick walls, no matter what they are, even if they're walls of flesh. And that you have wonderful endeavors in 2012 and the future.